games. Whoop, let's go. Hursty Games, and this how we do. Now it's time we
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to the QPR Career Mode. If you guys aren't caught up with this series, then make sure you go check out the playlist on the channel and you can get yourself all nice and caught up with the rest of the series, because we're currently in Season 2. And so far life is looking pretty darn good for QPR in the Premier League, currently sitting in 10th place, and our next game is up against 8th place Leicester City. Now before we kick things off, I just want to go ahead and say there is a slight change to how we're going to play the games. I want to say how, I mean the difficulty for the games we're playing. Although in the first episode, in the Premier League at least, we were struggling against the computer, and I think maybe it was because I hadn't played against Legendary much, and maybe I was just kind of learning the ropes a little bit, if you will. In the last episode, spoilers, so if you haven't seen the last episode, now's the time to go back and watch it. In the last episode, we played against Liverpool, and we thumped them, and obviously that's highly unrealistic, even though, you know, occasionally teams will beat teams, even if like the underdogs will win sometimes. That does happen, but the way we beat them was very unrealistic. So what I'm going to do is, going forward, any team that is in the top 6 of the table, so I'll check before every single game, any team that at the time I'm playing them is in the top 6, I will play them on Ultimate instead of playing them on Legendary. And there'll be a couple of teams that I play on Ultimate regardless. So for example, let's say Man City were in 10th, I'd play against them in Ultimate. Arsenal down in 7th, I'm going to play against them in Ultimate. And the way I'm kind of picking those are the ratings of the team, less based on like real life performances. If we're doing it on real life performances, I'd probably put Leicester on Ultimate. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it for the actual rating of the players in the team. So Arsenal have got quite a few high players and are a big club like historically. So I'm going to play them on Ultimate. Otherwise, it's the top 6 we play on Ultimate. Everyone else we play on Legendary. So with that being said, I'm going to get ready for our first game of the episode, which is against Leicester, 8th place against 10th place. I'll get the team ready, and this one is on Legendary. Okay, so our journey to the King Power Stadium will be this lineup here, as you see in front of you. So obviously we rested a couple of players in the last game, which was a cup game, but now we run the full strength team, and we're going to go out hopefully and fight for 3 points here against Leicester. One thing to point out, no Paul Smith, in case you didn't remember from last episode. He's out for 2 months with an injury, so Ote's on the bench and he'll be our backup striker for the time being. So here we are at the King Power Stadium. I'm fairly sure the points are close enough that if we win this game, we would actually overtake Leicester, which would be a madness, but hopefully Legendary is not going to make it too easy for us and give us a bit of a fight here. But come on boys, let's try and pick up 3 points if we can. Bakuna now, trying to drive forward. We get it to Eze. Eze's going to try and get it to Brereton, who gets the wrong side of the defender. First shot of the game, but Schmeichel saves it with ease, to be fair. It was a bit too near to him. Where's Harvey Barnes going to go? Cuts back to Lamela, who tries to cut inside, does so. Gets it to Harvey Barnes. Deng and O'Connell can't get there, but that's their first shot of the game. It's been a quiet game. Ilias Chair, forward to Bakuna. Up to Bright. Come on, into Eze. Eze first time shot on the finesse. Oh, I think it got deflected, but it does come off the post. We've started to come alive just a little bit here. Possibly the last chance of the half here. They get it out to Gazal, who's got a bit of a chance here to try and whip it in. Plays it into Lamela. Hopefully they take too long here, because they have passed it back and they have taken too long. That is half time. It's a real shame. We were just starting to get the edge on them in the second half of the first half. Hopefully that makes sense. We were just starting to come alive a little bit, but it is half time. I'm not going to make any changes as of yet. It's been a bit of a scrappy game, and I think honestly the only real change I'd maybe look into making is maybe bringing on Billy Gilmore at some point. But other than that, I think we stick with it and see if we can get ourselves into this game. We start off pretty bright here, and I don't mean that just because it's gone to Brightside Samuel. That was a bad pun. We get it forward up to Brereton. It's well cleared from Reece James. We do get a corner out of it. See if we can get anything from the corner. I'm going to pretend to go short just to clear Willian Hosey off the front post, but their player gets out well. O'Connell plays it back to Deng. Oh, that just went over. That wasn't a bad effort from the centre-back. Bakuna, we see a bit of space here for Bright. We run him onto it. We get it into Eze. This is a really good chance. Let's not waste this, boys. Eze takes the strike. It's a fantastic save from Schmeichel. A really good save, in fact. And actually, I'm going to use this chance now to make a substitute. Just something I was thinking about. Obviously, Scowen is no longer here. This is something that I haven't really addressed. Scowen has actually left QPR in real life. So I'm going to bring on Manning, and I do think I'm going to slowly integrate Manning in instead of Josh Scowen. And maybe make Manning the captain short term. I don't know who I'm going to make the captain genuine suggestions down below. Part of me wants to say O'Connell, but he has just joined the club, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, they've played a really nice ball here. Hatterberg now on the ball. Got to stop this coming across. Well done, Jack O'Connell. Really, really well done there. But we do lose it on the edge of the box. Again, got to keep him out here. Got to play this sensibly. Don't overcommit. Got to stop the cross. Thank you, Deng. Well done, boys. And this is probably our last chance to maybe try and break away. We get it to Ilias Chair. We've actually had a substitute pause, or queued I should say, for the last, I don't know, 10-15 in-game minutes to take Ilias Chair off because of how tired he is. And he's been really unlucky there, and that is full time. It does end 0-0. A really scrappy game, a game of very few chances. I genuinely think they only had maybe 1 or 2 shots. I don't know if one of those last chances there maybe counted as a shot somewhere along the way, but we defended really, really well, really kept them quiet, but we had a couple of chances, just couldn't get our shots on target and couldn't make the most of them. The 0-0 draw sees us stay in 10th place, which I'm more than happy with. Realistically, that's an incredibly good result. A 0-0 draw, getting a point away to Leicester is fantastic. And I think, if anything, the way we need to look at this is we're kind of doing a not quite as impressive, but a bit of a Sheffield United this season. Okay, so our next game is up against Wolves, who I believe are down in 14th place, around that place anyway, but they're only a point behind us, so depending on how this goes, this could be a big move away from them. They could overtake us, or we could stay exactly where we are in relation to them. The only changes I've made, Lyndon Gooch coming in ahead of Ilias Chair. As I said, I wanted to bring him on in the last game, but the ball never left the pitch, so it didn't happen. And I'm starting Manning over Scowen. Scowen dropped to the bench, as I said. We probably will look to sell him on, sadly, at the end of the season, because he's obviously no longer at QPR in real life. I know that none of the players that we've signed are actually at QPR in real life, but I guess I'm trying to keep some level of realism. But Manning comes in and is actually captain for today, so we'll see how that goes. Here we are at the Kian Prince Foundation Stadium, home in our tie against Wolves. Hopefully today, we're hoping, obviously, to pick up the home form. As I keep saying, we don't seem to play that well at home. It'd be great to get a win here. I think the last 2 or 3 games we played here, the best we've done is get a draw, so it'd be nice to hopefully get a home win. Hasn't happened many times this season. Let's see if Wolves can be the team we do it against. Tavares pushing down this wing here, drawing in the midfield, gives space to Eze, who beautifully takes it past the incoming tackle, gets it across to Brereton, good block. Brereton takes the second shot, and Rui Patricio does end up saving it. A really good start, really good intent in getting our first attack off nicely. I thought I just wasted it when I pulled it back with Eze instead of taking the shot, but hey, we got the chance anyway. Let's see if we can make a second chance here, get this ball in there. It's in a fantastic cross. Tavares! That was close. I think Rudiger, I saw this. I think they signed Rudiger. That's a really good signing. Oh, I played a poor short goal kick out. Kelly, what have I done there? Why does this always... I'm actually trying to play it off to the left back. I'm trying to play it out to Tavares, but they think I'm playing it to Deng, and we concede and go 1-0 down at home. Not what we wanted at all. That's really frustrating. I wasn't even thinking twice about it. I wasn't even ready to start commentating because, as far as I was aware, I was playing it off to my left back. What an absolute stupid goal to concede. 1-0. Eze plays it into Bakuna here. Brereton make maybe a run. Good first touch. Takes the strike. It's a fantastic save from Rui Patricio. An absolute belter of a save. He's made 2 or 3 really good saves now, so he's having a good game. We're going to play this one short to Tavares. He's going to see Manning at the edge of the box. No, he's not. That's a waste. It is half time. Man, we have got some work to do because we have not played well here at all. I'm actually going to change the formation. That's how unhappy I am with how things are going right now. I'm actually going to change it to a 4-4-2. This needs to make a difference. This needs to work. Oh, they played the ball really nicely here into Volland on his weaker foot. And Volland makes it 2 straight off the bat in the second half. Absolutely ridiculous defence there. Deng overcommits, doesn't get the ball. Kelly gets beat at his close post. Kelly's got to do so much better there, man. That is poor. And that's on Volland's weaker foot as well. So, Kelly, mate, not your best showing, pal. Eze here, trying to burst forward. He's come a little bit deeper like I needed him to. Playing that sort of cam role while still being up there as a striking option. Brereton now, trying to cut back. doesn't quite keep it. He does though, actually. Brereton, good effort again. 2-0 to Patricio, another save. They get the ball here on the edge of the box. Johnny trying to run in with it. Bacuna doesn't quite meet him, and he gets it to Bonaventura. They're just going to get further, aren't they? Honestly, we have not been able to stop anything from Wolves today. Wolves have been on another level. Every effort they've already had, they found the back of the net. Johnny has been ridiculously good out on that left wing. Zimmerman, Gooch, anyone who's been trying to mark him, he's just had the being of. Honestly, Johnny's had an absolute blind. He's had an absolute fantastic game. So Bonaventura making it 3-0, and this is the exact same difficulty that we thumped Liverpool on the other day. I don't get it. Full time. Oh man, honestly, absolute stinker of a game there. It all started when we gave away that first goal. We were playing some good football. As soon as we conceded that first goal, it was curtains. They were absolutely all over us. A couple of good chances like that first one with Brereton. Eze's chance that he spooned wide and maybe should have done better. Pretty even in regards to stats, but that's only one side of it. They absolutely outplayed us. Okay, our next game is in the Europa League, which of course we are simulating these games because we're in the Europa League a little bit earlier than we probably would realistically be and than we'd like to be. As you can see, a few rotation players. The young goalkeeper Griffiths coming in, Kane coming in, Hall playing, then we've got Scowen coming back in, Gooch and Gilmore playing along with Ote, so resting a lot of our main players because we have our next league game in a couple of days. And against Sporting, I'm not expecting anything, but we end up losing 4-1, just like we did in the last game. So 2 back-to-back losses in all competitions, and our loss against Wolves drops us down to 14th place in the league. Only 2 places above our opponent today, which is Southampton. Back to our pretty much full-strength squad. It's going to be a tough one. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Again, running Manning as captain. I know it didn't go very well in his first time as captain, but we're going to stick with it. Again on Legendary. Need 3 points today. We're only 2 points ahead of Southampton and only 4 points ahead of the bottom 3. Our second away game of the episode and our final game of the episode against Southampton. I don't even know what to think now. I think we were thinking we were higher up the table than we were. When we saw us in like the 8th place or whatever it was, we were like 11 points off the top, but only like 5 points off the bottom. So it's a bit of a reality check, the fact that we're now only 4 points clear of the relegation places, and a game like this already puts us down in the mix of things. So 3 points really are what we need to aim for today. Lamina on the edge of the box here. Deng has failed to keep him out. And honestly, every time anyone shoots against us, it's in the back of the net. There's nothing I can do about it. Lamina scoring, making it 1-0 to Southampton. Man, I don't think this whole thing's going to happen. Playing like this now, maybe that last episode against Liverpool was an absolute fluke, because I'm telling you, it doesn't feel anything like it did in those games, as I'm sure you guys understand. But mate, 1-0 down already, not looking good for us. We have had an absolute stinker today. Quick response would be fantastic. Brereton tries to put it back with us. No way he's getting that to Eze. Manning to Chair here. Get it to Brereton. Chair tries to make a good run. It's the first good run we've actually had this game. We couldn't get it to him. And that's half time. Honestly, it feels like a complete different game to when we played it in the career mode last week. Brereton with his back to goal, but finds a good run from Eze. Eze gets it back. No, he doesn't get it back because our passing is poor. I get the ball to Mayoral on the edge of the box. He just rolls it into them. What are we doing? What are we doing? Our defence can't stop that. This has been such a frustrating day of career mode. Like, such a frustrating day. I can't do anything right here. Everything they're doing is working absolutely perfectly. Look at that. Easy football, man. I'm going to have to really bust the gut if I want anything from this game. Bright with a chance to really break away here. I don't think the defenders are going to keep up with him. In fact, I think he is just about ahead of them. Can he get the ball in here? That's a poor tackle. Surely that's a pen. It is a penalty, right. Bit of a chance to try and get back into this. Is it Pizzella? I don't even know who that is. I'm not going to lie to you. But he has brought us down. Only issue with penalties is the AI know exactly where you're going to put him. So is Bacuna our best penalty taker? Right, Brereton. Brereton's going to step up here. Bottom right is where we're going to go. I'm committing to bottom right. Bottom right, Gunn saves it. Of course Gunn saves it. Why did I think Gunn wasn't going to save it? That's full time. Honestly, the most frustrating day on the career mode that I think I've had ever. Nothing went our way. We got 1 point today. We even lost the simulator game, although we kind of expect to lose those. But, mate, that game was just a stinker. Well, a very, very tough result to take and a very, very tough bunch of fixtures really to take there. We dropped down to 15th. We started the episode in the highest of heights over in 10th place. Now, I mean, a win would take us back up to 10th if results went our way, but a loss could drop us into the relegation places. Well, actually, the goal difference, it probably won't, but it's been a real tough episode. I don't think Ultimate is maybe now needed. If there's a day I'm playing really well and like the third game is up against one of the top 6, then I will stick it onto Ultimate if I'm finding it that I'm playing really well. If you guys want me to just stick to the top 6 rule anyway, then I will do that. That's absolutely fine. Again, I want to do what you guys want to see. But yeah, I think maybe we were a bit optimistic, or maybe I was a bit optimistic, thinking that we were skating this a little bit and that Legendary was too easy at times, because today has been a real wake-up call. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this series, and of course if you are, then please do smash that like button to let me know that you are enjoying it. Comment down below if you have any ideas for things going forward, if there's anything you think I can do to get out the rot, or any tips to maybe play a little bit better against Legendary. And of course, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing. It's greatly appreciated. On that grind to 4K, we are getting ever so close now. It would be amazing if we can hit that somewhat soon. And make sure you turn on notifications to be told anytime we upload a video, or indeed go live with a live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and hope to see you soon. Look after yourselves.
Hursty games, and this how we do. Now it's time we team up. Check them online. You might catch them playing FIFA. Hey, yeah, you know we keep it live. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Gaming channel, what's the best one? Keep it hella dope, hella fresh, huh? Yeah, Hursty games, tune in. Even told my grandmama, sister, and my best friend. You might want to check them if you want to be entertained. You already know the name. Check us out, Hursty games. Hey, whoop. Make sure to give a like and subscribe.